Yo, what's going on, y'all? I wanted to talk about spline keys today. Spline keys can be helpful and they can be harmful. Harmful if you don't bring them with you. More often than not, I have customers that will need a spare change or will need a complete tire change and they won't have their spline keys. I got a video that I made earlier showing the inside of my toolbox, and it shows the different sizes and different versions of the spline keys, because there's several variations. You'll have deep socket ones, which most of them are deep socketed spline keys, and as I said, more often than not, it's not theft prevention, it's more like a theft deterrent, because it'll take them a little longer to get your wheel off if that's what they're trying to do, if that's what they're trying to steal. But you always need to make sure that you have it with you in the event of an emergency. You'll have to take it off. You don't have it with you, that's a big problem. Lucky for you, if you call me or somebody who's proficient with tire changes, they'll have the spline key available for you. And if not, I've had instances where I've had to break it, which if I got to break a lug nut or break a spline key lug nut, it's going to incur an extra cost. And like I tell my customers all the time, I like to educate you over taking your money. Now, I'll take your money, but if I can avoid doing that by giving you a little education on what you should do, then by all means I'll do that. So like I said, there's a video that should explain and give you guys an idea what a spline key is and what it looks like. And if you got any questions, just drop them in the comments. See you guys later. So, we're going to talk about spline keys today. This is a spline key. We're going to look for a couple more. There's several different types of spline keys. This is another one. This is for a smaller one. This is also a spline key. This is for the inverted type. This is another one. This is another one. So, most often people don't even know what these things are. You can have regular lug nuts and you can have one spline key. That will prevent theft. In some cases, it's not really like it's a major deterrent. It's just going to slow the thieves down because they'll have to use a different method or a different type of extraction tool to get your lug nut off. But these are all spline keys. You can end up having a really bad day if you end up having to change, your tire and you don't have these spline keys to fit your vehicle. As you see, I have several. But just, keep in mind whenever you're trying to get out and go wherever you're going to go. I don't care if you're going to the store. I don't care if you're going to Miami. It don't matter. If you are heading out, make sure you got your spline key with you or your lock nut key, so that way, you don't have to pay more money.